You leaders, be careful you don't fall into a trap. You're not doing this for greedy gain. You're not doing this for some sort of power, ego, pride thing. You're doing this to provide an example to the flock and to serve the flock. Because after all, the chief shepherd is coming. And he's going to hold accountable all you underling shepherds, you under shepherds. You're overseers, but you're under him. Remember, I've told you over and over again, everybody, including Yeshua, is in the middle of the vertical path, the vertical alignment. Now, some of you are going to hear the wrong thing that I'm saying. Don't think anybody that claims to be is Elohim's representative. You are voluntarily finding, you're selecting, you're looking for, asking Father to guide you to the anointed, appointed oversight that you need. Then when you find it, you submit under it. You don't just go submit under anybody that claims to be. Okay, it has to go way beyond their claim to be. So he gives you an important, metaphor here. Okay? He says, he's like a lion. Those people understood what lions did. Okay, so you need to make sure you're not separated from the group. There's safety in the group. That you're sober and watching so that you can be aware if the group is moving or not. See, he doesn't want you so much to be aware of what Hasatan is doing, but aware what you and the group are doing. Because Hasatan is watching you to see if you become an easy target. So remember, I've always told you, it's not him creating the problem. You open a door to it. You're not alone in the suffering. Everybody faces the same struggles. Maybe not all at the same moment. If you talk to another one of the brothers or the sisters in the body and you tell them what you're going through, they may say, oh, wow, I went through that 5 years ago. I went through that last month. I'm going through it now. It could be any of those options. Maybe they haven't gone through it yet, and they're thinking, wow, that may be something I'm going to go through in the future. All of those things are possible. So they're in a boat. You're in your boat. You as a human being, your life, you're sailing along in your boat, and the wind is agitating, so your life is getting disturbed. You're getting tossed around a bit in life. And Yeshua calls out to you, or he's even walking towards you, and you don't recognize him. And by the way, that could come in the form of the structure. It could become in the form of an anointed, appointed, an elder, a leader coming towards you to help you, and you don't recognize that they're there to help you. You haven't recognized that there's a system in place for that. This is not the first moment they've had doubt, and it won't be the last. Remember, this same Peter, the same Kepha, who actually took the boldness to say, command me to walk, and then went out and actually walked, is going to deny him 3 times. Same guy. We have our moments of strength in our emunah, in our faith, and we have our moments of weakness. And it's things like doubt. That's the problem. You need to know that these trials are there because they're going to prove your level of belief, not just to him, but to you. You need to know where you stand in all this. Because we have a really big problem with thinking we stand and then we fall. Be careful you think that you stand. In other words, be careful you think, I've arrived. I've got what I need. I've got my fullness of, I believe. Nothing will shake my tree. Oh yeah, let's see how that really works. It'll shake your tree. And we'll see how that, in terms of your endurance, in terms of your belief level. If you have doubt, you're going to be unstable in all your ways. You're going to be double-minded. So let's connect this to peace in a world not his. Did they have peace on the boat when the wind was blowing? No. Why? Because they were worried. They had doubt. Did they have peace when they saw the phantom, which was Yeshua? No. Because they had doubt. They had worry. They had fear. Peter, did he have peace when he was walking out on the water? Well, for a minute, until he realized the wind was blowing, and then he had fear and doubt. No peace. You can't have peace in a double-minded state. And they now realize that they're naked. And I've talked about this metaphorically in other teachings, that naked has to do with being exposed. In other words, now their sin has been exposed. Their sin has been bared out to the world. I mean, they could see. They're walking around they could care less that they had no clothes on for all this time, however long it was. So it wasn't like all of a sudden they became sort of aware of their sexuality or they became prudish or some other thing like, oh, I'm naked, and then covering themselves. What had happened? They had become intimately understanding now good and evil, and they were exposed. They felt something they'd never felt before, vulnerable, guilty, etc. Look at the metaphor there. They were covered by him, and now they're covered by flesh. They left the world of his to be in the world of flesh. In his world there was peace, but they didn't resist the devil, as we're told later in the scriptures, which is an acknowledgement of what was going on here. And so that cost them the world that was his, Elohim's, and put us in a world of flesh, a world not his. Told you this was going to be cool.